All right, so let's look at question number 3 in the same exercise 4. Okay, now this is integration of the form this is a rational function. What we mean, that is to say it is in fraction form. So in integrating this type of function, let's say for instance you are integrating something like this, maybe integral of 2x all over x squared plus 5 dx. This is a rational function. So for a rational function, what do? You try to differentiate the denominator. If the derivative of the denominator gives you the numerator, then you take the ln of the denominator plus c. Okay, that's a constant. Now let's see. Pick the denominator x squared plus 5. Differentiate it means that the y dx will be equals to 2x. If you differentiate x squared, you have 2x. If you differentiate 5, you get 0. So the derivative of x squared plus 5 is 2x. Now, you notice that the derivative gives us exactly what is at the denominator. So the answer is you take the ln of the denominator, x squared plus 5, then plus c. That becomes the derivative of this function. Apply that same principle. Let's differentiate what is at the denominator. So the denominator is x raised to the power 4 plus x cubed minus 2x squared. Let's differentiate. The derivative of x raised to the power 4 is 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x. After differentiating the denominator, look at the numerator. Does it give us the same answer? No. Then at that point, you now resort to to integrating this function by partial fraction. So how do we apply partial fraction? That's what we want to look at now. Okay, pick the denominator. Remember, what we have is x raised to the power 5x raised to the power 2 plus 3x minus 2 all over x raised to the power 4 plus x cubed minus 2x squared. Pick the denominator and then simplify the denominator. Okay, or let's say factorize it. So what you have here is you have x squared, you also have x squared here, you have x squared here. What do? Bring out one x squared, that is to say factor out x squared. If you do, here you'll be left with x squared. Here you'll be left with 1x, then minus 2. Remember, you factored out x squared, you factored out x squared, factor out x squared, you're left with this. The next thing you do is to factorize the bracket because this is now quadratic. And then the constant term is minus 2. What are the two numbers? And when you multiply, you get minus 2. And when you add, you get plus 1. Don't forget, the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. Now, one of them will be positive, one of them will be negative. So give this negative, let 2 remain positive. Multiply. Minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. But minus 1 plus 2 will give you plus 1. So that means that the two numbers are minus 1 and 2. So this is the first term here, x squared into, open two brackets, put x in the first bracket, put x in the second bracket. Bring in these values. So put minus 1, put plus 2. You have finished factorizing this expression here. So the next thing you do now is take this, substitute it here. So you have 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 all over x squared into x minus 1 into x plus 2. Okay, so we are going to split this into its partials. So in splitting this into its partials, we are going to have 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 all over x squared into x minus 1 into x plus 2, which is equals to, you pick the a over the first term here is power 2, which is quadratic. So we, first of all, I want to believe we have done partial fraction before, but I'm not going to waste much time in explaining, but I just want to provide solution to this problem. So pick one of the x plus b all over x squared. In other words, bring out 1x plus the next one is x squared from power 1 to power 2. That's how to split non-factorizable quadratic. You pick power 1, then the next thing you drop the whole function there, x squared, okay, plus c over the next one, x minus 1, plus d over the next one, x plus 2. The next thing you do is to try to, clear the fraction by using the LCM. This is the LCM. So you use this LCM to multiply each of the terms in this equation. So if I multiply this by this same thing, this is the LCM, multiply it by this, you know that everything will cancel out. So you'll be left with 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 equals to, if you use the whole of this to multiply a over x, you know that x will cancel 1x. You'll be left with 1x. Then times x minus 1x plus 2 times this a, you have a into x minus 1 into x plus 2 plus this. Now we'll multiply this, so this times this. In other words, x squared will cancel x squared. You'll be left with b times x minus 1 x plus 2. That is b into x minus 1 x plus 2 plus the next one will be c into, now this will multiply this, x minus 1 will cancel x minus 1, so you are left with, okay, let me bring it down, plus c into, remember this and this is gone, so you are left with x squared into x plus 2 plus d into, of course, x plus 2 will cancel x plus 2. So you are left with x squared into x minus 1. X squared into x minus 1. Okay, so you've cleared the fraction. Now let us find the values of a, b, c, and d in this equation. What do we do? This is very important. We begin to make assumptions. Now I have x minus 1. So if I put x minus 1 into this bracket now, if I put 1 here, everything is going to turn to 0. So at x equals to 1, what happens to this equation? Substitute 1 all through. I put 1 here. 1 square is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, so that will be 5 plus 1 times 3 is 3 minus 2. So 5 plus 3 is 8 minus 2, 6. That means that 6 is equals to, put 1 here. 1 minus 1 is 0. So that means everything here will be 0 because 0 multiplied by anything is 0. Put 1 here. Everything here will be 0. Put 1 here. Everything will be 0. So I only have this place. So I'm going to have 1 plus 2 is 3. So that will be 3 times 1 square is 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times c is 3c. Meaning that if I'm looking for c, divide both sides by 3. Meaning that c is equals to 2. We have obtained the value of c. Next, you look at the equation again. I have a bracket that is plus 2. Even you can see x plus 2. So I can say at x equals to minus 2. Because since I have x plus 2, if I put minus 2, everything here will turn to 0. How do I get it? I can say x plus 2 is equals to 0. Plus 2 will cross to become minus 2. So anywhere I see x, I will put minus 2. Now let's go. If I put minus 2 here, that will be minus 2 square is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Plus minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. Minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8. So that will be minus 8. That will be 20 plus minus is minus 8, which is 16. So I have 16 here, meaning that 16 equals to if I put minus 2 here, everything here is gone. That is 0. I put minus 2 here, everything is 0. I put minus 2 here, everything will be 0. So if I put minus 2 here, minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3 times minus 2 square is 4. So 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. So I have minus 12. Minus 12 what? D. So if I what's the coefficient of D? Minus 12. So if I divide this by minus 12, divide this by minus 12, it means that D will be equals to, okay, 4 here, 4 over 4 here, 3. Then this minus, so the answer is minus 4 over 3. That is the value of D. We'll keep moving. So I have put 1. I have put minus 2. I need to make another assumption. Please, as far as partial fraction is concerned, you can always assume x to be 0 and it will not affect anything. So let's assume that x is equals to 0. If we do, put 0 here, this is gone. Put 0, this is gone. So you are left with minus 2. Minus 2 equals to, if I put 0 here, everything here is gone. Okay? If I put 0 here, 0 minus 1 is minus 1 times 0 plus 2 is 2. Minus 1 times 2 is minus 2 times b, that is minus 2b. Okay? So I have minus 2b. Then coming here, put 0, this is gone. Put 0, this is gone. So that means that minus 2 is equals to minus 2b. Okay, that means that b will be equals to minus 2 over minus 2, which is equals to 1. So I have gotten my value of, let me see the values I've gotten so far. I have gotten C to be 2. I have gotten D to be minus 4 over 3. I have gotten B to be 1. So what is left for me to find